Hey everybody, it's Rodger with the records this time. How y'all doing? I'm having some cold pressed coffee. Um, Going for the stimulant rather than the depressant. Hey, I want to sort of apologize for my semi-drunken rant, my last video, but I do appreciate the thoughtful comments from everybody. Wow, that's really nice. I'll respond to the rest of them this evening. Yeah, and thank you to those of you who purchased my CD. I really appreciate it. I want to reiterate that I'm not here to sell anything to anybody, but I do appreciate the support. I really do, and the kind remarks, and yeah, I really appreciate it. But anyway, now for something a little bit lighter. Like I said, there was a record show in Nashville today, so I thought, since I just got home and had some lunch, I would just show you what I got. Take off the nasty sleeves and show you some nice glare-free vinyl porn. And you know what? Hey, I suffer from vinyl mania myself. I mean, what you're about to see is some vinyl mania. I go to these things and I bring a bunch of money, and then once the money's gone, then I leave. Hey, they only happen like once every few months. So it was a fantastic show. I think because the Birmingham record show was last weekend and some new folks decided to head up to Nashville for this, so there were some fresh faces and just some great records. Just really, really good. My only quibble is the venue, which is like this ballroom kind of thing, and more of a bar than a ballroom, so the lighting is really poor. You got to use your phone's flashlight to really check out the condition of records. But anyway, be that as it may, it was a really great show. Didn't see a lot of my local guys too much, but there was one guy who I know, not real well. Nick, is that your name? Hey, Nick. I didn't know he watched my channel, but we were chatting, and I told him I'd give him a shout out and let everybody know that he has a record store that he's opened recently called Elevator Vinyl up in Hendersonville, Tennessee, which is way over on the other side of the world to me. I don't know when I'll ever get up there, but it's a beautiful part of the state. It really is beautiful here in Tennessee. I mean, we may be really fucked up politically, but it is a beautiful state. Anyway, Hendersonville, Johnny Cash had his big spread up in Hendersonville. It's semi-rural, but pretty close to Nashville, the north side of Nashville. Anyway, I thought I'd let everybody know, if you're ever in that neck of the woods, go check it out. Elevator Vinyl. Music is the language we think in. He's a really good guy. He's got a really good eye. I think his tastes run towards like more like dance sort of music. And so he's got a lot of like cool 12 inches and stuff like that. But he's got a good eye. He knows what he's doing. So now he's opened the store and everything. He's got a wide range of things. Anyway, good guy. Hey man. I only got one thing from him, but boy, it's a goodie. It's a goodie. John Cale and Terry Riley, Church of Anthrax. What a title. Original promo copy on Columbia from 1970. Beautiful, like near mint copy. I mean, a little schmutz back here. Might be able to wipe that off, but just beautiful. Now, I'm not the huge John Cale fan, but this is a classic record with Terry Riley. Terry Riley's music in that period was really, I really like it, and it's mostly instrumental, and yeah, I'm pretty psyched about this, so thank you, Nick. Another guy who's been there before, I think he goes back and forth. I'm not sure where he's from. Anyway, he specializes in 80s stuff, and I got some Bauhaus records from him last time. He didn't have this last time, so I picked it up. Bauhaus in a Flat Field, original on 4AD, UK copy on 4AD. Yeah, I mean, I know some of you, hey, Mr. Chenkill, can't deal with the 80s. And you know what? I graduated high school in 1982, so like this is my era. And let me put it this way. I didn't appreciate this stuff as much then as I do now. Okay. That's the only thing I got from him. He was mobbed. I mean, these people were like plunking down big bucks for these 80s records. It's like, we were talking about how interesting that is because fashions come and go. Speaking of fashions coming and going, I got these next few from Jack's Records. He's another guy from out of state. He's a guy who specializes in imports and white little promos and Japanese pressings and only rock and prog, no jazz, no funk, no soul. Just anyway, I got a bunch of like original Heldens from him over the years. He can be a little pricey, so I tend to wait and go to his table until later because it can be a little eye-watering. But yeah, I found a couple things. David Allen, Banana Moon. I've also gotten some Gong-related things from him in the past. Really nice copy on Virgin from 1971. Yeah, I love this stuff. But speaking of fashion, like I remember back in the 80s, like no one wanted anything to do with this stuff. You couldn't give it away. Same with this kind of thing, which didn't sell well at the time. National Health DS Al Coda. Let's take this out of this stupid sleeve. I believe this is the final National Health record. And this is a U.S. copy on Europa. Came out in 1982, recorded in 1981. They're looking a little 80s there. They've cut their hair and put on different trousers. But it's the same, Canterbury jazz rock thing with Richard Sinclair's vocals, Phil Miller on guitars, Dave Stewart on keyboards, John Greaves on bass, and Pit Pile on drums. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with this one, but I mean, come on. It's got to be good, right? Okay, so now the next few were from a new vendor who I think was from the Carolinas also. He had gone to Birmingham and definitely was like, oh, I'm going to hit the Nashville show. And he had some really great stuff too. And but so he's one of those vendors who, like, the prices seem a little high. And then you go, and he's like, oh, I'll make a deal. And then, he offers you 50% off his asking price. I'm like, well, okay. So, I got some great stuff from him. Gary Bart's The Two Troop. Follow, The Medicine Man. I'm not sure about that comma. This is on Prestige from 1973. It's got the great Andy Bay on percussion and vocals. So yeah, this is going to be, 70s spiritual jazz, soul funk overtones. I've never been disappointed in a Gary Bart's record, and so I don't expect I will be this time either. Really nice copy of that. And 50% off the asking price, so it's like, oh yeah. Same thing with this. CTI is not my favorite label. I think a lot of people, feel the same way. It can be a little slick. But there are some choice records on CTI, and the Joe Farrell records are all really good. This is Upon This Rock. When is this from? 1970 something. It's got Chick Corea on one track, but mostly Joe Beck on guitar, kind of unsung guitar player. I think the moon and the moon landings and stuff were the running theme in these records. So this is going to be a little funky. Sorry about that. A little funky, little avant-garde. Yeah, just good stuff. Good stuff. All right. And a Rotary Connection record. I hope I don't already have this. I don't think so. If I do, well, I'll pass it along. Rotary Connection Dinner Music on Cadet from 1970, I believe. Great Minnie Riperton on vocals. Yeah, the Rotary Connection. They were like a mixed race rock, funk, soul, pop band. Not far away from like Sly and Family Stone kind of thing. They had a few hits, but you don't see their records around too much. So I'm really psyched about that. And then finally, a budgie record I was looking for. we were talking about Budgie. This is Impeccable. Impeck, P-E-C-K. The bird's going to peck on the cat there. And what a great price, huh? $3.99? No, that's not what I paid. Sadly, no, that's not what I paid. So Budgie, Impeccable. This is one of their later records, I believe. 1978. U.S. pressing on A&M. Yeah, Budgie, what a great band. What a great rock band. Heavy rock band. Not quite metal. Not quite prog, but yet interesting songwriting, great playing, great group. I just really like that. I feel like, I was talking to the guy, like they really should have been way bigger than they were, but they weren't, and so the records are hard to find because they didn't sell. All right, leaving the best for last here. A guy, I meant to get his name, see if he had a card or something, because I've done business with him before, and he has really good stuff, really nice guy, gives you really good deals. And I really went to town. He was one of the first places where I started plunking down money, and it was like, oh dear, well that doesn't leave much, does it? But and also before I left, I was like, well, I have a few bucks left. I'll go see if I need anything else there. And actually, this is the last thing I got. Picked this up from him for $10. Paul Bley and Scorpio, a Milestone from 1973. The great Paul Bley. On ARP synthesizer, RMI, and Fender Rhodes electric pianos, and Baldwin acoustic piano, Dave Holland acoustic bass and fuzz pedal, and the great Barry Altschul on percussion. I mean, what a lineup, and Paul Bley playing electronic instruments. 1973, come on. All right, here's another one where this is why I need to get my Discogs page figured out, because I really shouldn't be buying things like this twice. But if I already have this, I will gift this to someone deserving. But I don't think I do. I think I have a different Richard Davis record. But anyway, Harvest. If I have this, it's not in this nice a condition. Great lineup. Ted Dunbar, Bill Lee, Consuelo Moore, Freddie Waits, Billy Hart, Marvin Hannibal Peterson, and James Spaulding. On Muse from 1979. Great Richard Davis on bass. On the great Muse Records label. I hope I don't already have that. Well, I definitely don't have this one. So he had another Richard Davis record, The Philosophy of the Spiritual. This is on another great kind of unsung label, Cobblestone. When is this from? May not tell me. Similar period. It's got Chick Corea, Bill Lee, Sonny Brown, Frankie Dunlop. The title kind of tells you all you need to know, right? I'm looking forward to spinning that. Okay, so that's the two kind of neat vintage records I got from him. And then the rest of these are reissues, but they're really choice reissues, and the reissues that I had wished I jumped on when they were available. This especially. Lula Cortez and Zira Malo. I'm probably butchering that. Mr. Bongo reissue of this classic double LP, 70s Brazilian Tropicalia, psychedelic folk funk soul stuff. I mean, this stuff is just so great. And Mr. Bongo does such a nice job on the reissues. I'm really, really, really stoked to have this. OG? Yeah, I'd love an OG. Who wouldn't? But, even if I could find one, it would be hundreds of dollars, right? Probably. Really happy about that. Another great Brazilian record that I've been looking for. I don't know that Mr. Bongo did a version of this. I don't think so. This is a reissue on Time Lag out of Portland, Oregon, of Marconi Notaro No Sobrino dos Metazoarios. My Portuguese is great. Look at that cover. Come on, you know how good this is. And again, what I like an original, yes, and I would like a jetpack and a, the transporter thing, so I could press a button and then rematerialize in New York City and go to the Whitney or something, and then press a button and then come back to my little house here. I'd like that too. Okay, finally, what a I guess I could probably get this online and have had it shipped from overseas or something. But you know, I tell you what, this is something that Sonic Mainliner Andreas has shown a number of times and raved about it. And it's like one of those things where like he keeps showing it and raving about it, and it triggers that coveting kind of feeling. You know, this is the kind of vinyl mania that I'm talking about. You know, that I need to watch in myself. You know, but yeah, because coveting is a sin, right? You know, well, I guess that would mean I would covet his copy. I would go to England and go take his copy and bring it back. I guess that would be a sin. But it's the kind of thing where I would go online and be like, oh, I don't really want to pay that much for it. I guess I'm kind of a skinflint. Well, not really. Anyway. And he had a beautiful mint copy of the Parsons Sound 3 LP reissue of a record that I don't think ever actually came out. Is that the story? On Subliminal Sounds from 2010. I think it was originally recorded in like 1969 or 70, even earlier than that maybe. You know, as many times as Andreas has talked about this, the story of it didn't really stick, but the like sound of it and that cover and just the whole box, you know, like, oh, I just love having like. Oh. And you know what? If you do this with a CD, it's not nearly as sensuous. Anyway, 3 LP special, you know, reissue. I believe not originally issued. Psych, folk rock avant. It's wild stuff. Totally stoked to find this mint in my local record show for a really good price. I'm really, really excited about that. And that's it. That's it. I ran out of money. It's probably enough. I've got too many records. I'm probably going to do another purge because I don't want records on the floor. But sometimes that happens. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments. Hit like if you like it. Hit dislike if you don't like it. Hit subscribe. Ding the button, the bell, all that YouTube stuff, whatever. But I do appreciate the comments and the interaction. And yeah, take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.